Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about a little bit of panic in the markets. What's going on? Why are we dipping? I made a video, was it yesterday? A couple days ago now, I'm not even sure, about a lot of manipulation happening in the markets, and it's happening again. And if I put on the 5-minute chart, you can see a lot of these yellow X's from my market cipher B indicator. Affiliate link below if you want to try it out. But this basically shows whale manipulation, and you can see, boom, knocking the price down. If we go to the 1 minute, it is very obvious, okay? Look at over here. This is Sunday night. You can see bam, 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 all the way down, just dropping the market insanely, all the way from about 17,300 down to 15,800. It's only a 1% drop, but other things like Ethereum got hit even harder. And then you can see a lot of times we try to recover and it gets hit again, and it's kind of stopped for now. Another thing that I've noticed is on the FOMO finder, we're in panic now, and we've been in panic for, this is probably since last night, I would assume. Let's just go show like the last couple months here. What do we got going on? So if this is from basically December of last year, you can see when the panic sets in, we usually get some sort of a bounce. Now, in this tariff spill, there was a lot of panic, and it was like kind of sustained panic. But if you look at these other times, you can see when the panic, we get some big panic drops here. Usually that means we're getting close to a bottom, or the bottom is already in. So it's nice to see panic on here. We have not seen capitulation, I don't think, ever. At least in the last like year or so here. So when you see this panic, that usually means, let's just zoom in a little bit more, see if we can see any of that here on FOMO finder. I don't see any capitulation. It's mostly panic. So maybe that was a little bit of capitulation right there. But you can see panic, 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 and here we are. I missed the part. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. There we go. Oh my God. Come on, guys. There we go. Okay. So you can see panic, panic, panic. We went from basically even to panic. You can see there's no red or orange on the chart. You can see over here at this significant high there was, and we did not receive that. We did not get any greed or FOMO on here. So that's why I think this is just going to be short-term lived, and it's going to go right back up. That's my opinion. We'll see what happens. I am in a lot of longs right now. So if you do want to do any leverage trading, feel free to use my affiliate link below. I use Bitunix, and it's an amazing exchange. I have a bunch of leverage trades. I closed a bunch of them, and then I reopened a lot of them. I am down on some of my positions that I opened a little bit too early. I opened some last night because I didn't think they'd be pushing the price down so much, and they have, that's for sure. So now I have a bunch of other longs that I longed this morning. Some of them are pretty good in the profit, like DOT already, but affiliate link below if you want to try it out. Be very careful leverage trading, guys. My personal opinion is you can, if you're good at it, you can do it very well right now. There's a lot of volatility, but I don't like holding positions long. I like to get in, I like to get out, because market makers like to target, and I think that's what this is. If we go to the liquidation heat map yet again, I think this is just targeted to get rid of basically all leverage here. So you can see, if I go to like in the last 12 hours, I'm sure we had a lot of liquidations, Ethereum, Bitcoin, etc. You can see that we basically came down to, I can't even show it because I got to go back 48 hours, I guess. But you can see, look at all this. So there was a bunch of liquidation, a bunch of liquidity up here, and they swept that. I think that's what all this was. Now, they could sweep it a little bit lower for sure. It could not be over, but there's also a lot more liquidity to the upside now. So again, they could just sweep the longs out, and then now they could easily go back up here to at least 118. That's $135 million, right? If you go down here, it's only like $30 million. So yeah, they could sweep this real quick and then go back up, but they also could just start liquidating shorts. So a lot of people are short. That's what this means, right? You can see predicted, the current funding right now is negative, meaning it's short, meaning most people are short. That's why it's in panic. And that's why I think that's their goal. That's market makers' goal right now. Now, Binance is usually the main culprit here. We are seeing a little bit of a pump now here. We want to get back above this line here. I think this was another kind of fake out, trying to think people that, hey, you know, we're back in this descending channel here and we're going to continue even lower. I think that's what they're wanting people to think right now. I longed my longs a little too early. I saw everything kind of slowing down in this area, and I longed about right here, thinking that we were just going to use this as support. And then again, if you look at the 5 minute, you can see more manipulation. If I look at the 1 minute, I'm sure there's like a trillion of them. Yeah, over here, manipulation to kind of push us into this channel that we would have not normally gone into. Especially because if I go look at stocks and futures, you know, we're barely red. We do have a little bit of a red day, but I mean, when this was happening last night, Friday, Monday, this should open on Sunday, no? Yeah, a little bit Sunday. It was like actually green when this was happening. So I was like, the stock market's up. There's no news, and they're hitting major liquidity. Again, if we go back here, let's also look at Ethereum, because that's the one that got actually attacked the hardest right here. So if we go to Ethereum, Binance Ethereum, or on the 1 week here, you can see they took out all this liquidity. There was a lot of liquidity at like 43.50. They took out even more. If we go on like the 24-hour, I bet there's more liquidity down below now, because, see, we could easily do a final sweep of this 4,200 when the market opens today. It's kind of hard to see above my head. Here you go. We could do a final sweep of this because there's a lot of money down here. A lot of people have longed this dip like crazy, but you know, it doesn't have to happen, because if we go on the 3-day, I bet there's still a lot up top. Let's go out even more. Let's go to like to a week. Yeah, there's a lot of liquidity up here. I mean, this is $150 million. Another way you can look at this is the liquidation history. Let's see what kind of liquidations we got. I'm sure there's like just a crazy amount. So yeah, so what usually happens is once we start sweeping a lot of these shorts out, then we usually start sweeping a bunch of the longs out, and then it kind of just bounces back and forth, right? So a lot of longs have been getting liquidated, honestly, in this last since like this whole year, really. It's more longs than shorts. So a lot of shorts have been liquidated. I think we'll now start seeing a lot of longs. Sorry, did I say shorts? A lot of longs have been liquidated. Here's more longs. So I'm thinking that maybe now we start moving up a little bit. I don't know that we're going to go to all-time highs right away, but we're at least going to get some sort of a pity bounce. Again, that's why I'm saying if you are leverage trading, just make sure that if you're in the profit a good amount, set your stop loss at break even, and even try to, you know, take your profits. If you want longer trades, just use spot, because these guys just they just go for everything here. See, on Bitcoin, there is some more liquidity down at like 114,000. So we could definitely hit that. Here's the full exchange. Yeah, there's liquidity down here, but there's also liquidity back up at 116, and even liquidity all the way out there. So let's zoom out a little bit. See, now there's a lot of shorts, man. There's a lot of shorts piling up. There is a bunch of liquidity down at 111, but that's a big move to do in one go. If anything, we're going to get at least a pity bounce back up to maybe even 120, maybe 118, and then we could see lower. But right now, on the 1 hour chart, we have a lot of bullish divergence right here. That's what this green bar is. It looks like things are really bottomed out very hard for a while now. It's hard to go directly down for an extended period of time, right? Because there's always going to be people stepping in to buy. And I think we're at least going to get a pity bounce back up here. Now, Ethereum, same thing. It looks like we're trying to break out of here. So we could even come back up to retest this 4,500. Or honestly, I mean, we could just literally go right back up to all-time highs after this. I mean, this is a significant reset. And the Camel Finance indicator that I use is saying that today could be the first day for a daily and weekly cycle low. So if we get another one of these, here was the last weekly cycle low, or sorry, daily cycle low. We went up 40%. If we go look at the previous one, here's a weekly cycle low. I mean, we went up 85% before just a small correction, and total we're up 125%. So I think this could be pretty much it for the dip. Possibly. Now, you can never rule out another further dip down, so just be careful if you guys are using leverage, but I do have an affiliate link below. Try it out. You can also buy spot. If you just want to buy spot, Bitunix is an amazing exchange, but that's kind of all I want to talk about today. This is, again, just some blatant manipulation, but the good thing I like to see, again, is the FOMO finder in panic. If you look, again, every time we're in panic, it's usually a good time to buy, right? So even if you bought here, you only had a little bit more downside, but you were in the profit, you know, a month later, right? So if you're holding spot, it's much safer. Feel free to use spot. If you are using leverage, use small leverage, use 2x, 3x, and use a small position size, right? Because that's going to be very important so you don't get yourself hurt. Like a lot of people, again, this is a liquidity sweep. I think that's the whole point. We'll see what happens at 9:30 when the market opens. That'll be a big tell. Maybe we get a little bit of a push to the downside, clear a little bit more liquidity. Or we could just literally blast off right from the open, because a lot of people are still interested in picking up a lot. I see so many treasury notifications, all that stuff going on. And we've had so much pain already just in the last, I mean, look at this. In the last couple of days, I mean, we're down, we basically went down 8% in less than a week. On Ethereum, let's see what we got in less than a week. In literally only like 4 days, we were down, what? We were down like 12% in literally like 4 days. Now, Bitcoin dominance does look like it just kind of was retesting both of these channels here again. I mean, look at, we made actually a lower high here. So Bitcoin dominance on the 4 hour has kind of retested this same line. So we retested it once, twice, and we could fully drop down. If we drop back below here, this 59%, I think we will be heading down to this 0.5 fib, right? So we've kind of came back down here. We've retested this 0.618, and I think we're going to go back down. Now, another thing is stablecoin dominance. Stablecoin dominance. Where is it? Where is it? What did I do with it? What did I do with that? USD. What happened? USDT. Oh, there it is right here. Okay. Stablecoin dominance is retesting the top of this falling wedge. Now, falling wedge patterns are usually bearish, so meaning, I'm sorry, bullish, meaning this could go up eventually. But I think what's going to happen is we're going to come down here. I think we're going to still come back to this downside or even halfway down here. And then we could see a pullback in September. Again, if history repeats, we'll see a pullback in September. Again, doesn't always repeat, but a lot of times it does do similar things. So what we could see is another comeback down here. Maybe we even see a higher low, and then a breakout, and then we see a big dip in October, November. That's totally plausible. So a lot of things can happen here, but we've been trading inside this pattern for a while now. You can see all the way back from, I mean, really over here in March, and then we hit the top in like April, right? So USDT dominance, stablecoin dominance is basically inverse of the markets, right? So when this is going up, that means people are taking their money out of cryptocurrency and putting them in stable coins because it's safer. And then when it goes down, that's good for the markets. And that's basically saying that people are taking their stable coins and they're buying cryptocurrency, meaning usually we're going to see some big old pumperoonies. So that's what we're looking for. I'm expecting this to continue dumping. I think today we might see something bullish when we open. Now, of course, I could eat my words really quickly, but it looks like Ethereum is trying to get out of here. It's trying. It's really trying. So it's came down, tested it once, tested it twice. I mean, really, it like tested it 1, 2, 3 times. So maybe one more little dumperoo, maybe when the market opens, and then a blast off out of here. I had a short on ADA. I opened a short way up here. And I ended up closing it like right here. I'm bummed I didn't keep that open. Now I'm in a long and I'm under on my long, but it looks like things are trying to turn around for sure. Litecoin is held up very well. Of my longs that I longed last night, Litecoin is the only one in profit. So that's kind of interesting. Litecoin is definitely holding up. So I have a big order here. It's doing very well. It is really holding up. So I'd like to see that for Litecoin. We did see a premature dump on Litecoin. So maybe that's why it's holding out well, because it's also in this like critical support line that it's been holding for a while. So it's definitely holding up very well. If I go on the 4 hour, it looks like it's curling over and we might see a green dot. Yeah, on the 2 hour. So what you're looking for on this market cipher B indicator, again, affiliate link below, is you're looking for a big pullback, a reset, and then a smaller wave, which you can see right here. We do have a smaller wave compared to this one, right? And both of these waves, you have a smaller wave. Let me go on the 4 hour because that's what I'm really looking for. A big pullback, a reset, and then a smaller trigger wave is what I'm looking for. And then we can see some big pumps, right? So the last time we saw something like that was kind of like in here. big pullback and then a smaller trigger wave. And you can see what happened that time is if you would have longed in right here, we went up a good 20%. So this is how I get good entries is I look at these on the 4 hour and then I look at zoomed in a little bit more. I look on the 1 hour and I look for this bullish divergence on this other indicator I have right here. I look at, this is just like some, I don't even know what this is. I picked this thing up, I've been using it, RSI divergence, and it's been pretty cool. I mean, it really shows you when you're like kind of getting near a bottom here. It highlights it in green. Same thing for tops, it highlights it in red. So yeah, some fun indicators there. I have the Bresser as well on the bottom. That kind of just shows you that we're, you know, very bottomed and looking to move back up. So I think we maybe have a short dump when the market opens, or we just go straight up. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in about an hour when the market's open. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Again, when others are fearful, you should be greedy. And when others are greedy, you should be fearful. So I see a lot of fear, especially seeing panic here. That makes me, you know, a lot more people are short than long right now. So it's a little bit of a crowded trade to be short right now. So I think we at least get a pity bounce. If not, a big pump out of here. That's always potential as well. So we could just, I mean, literally ETH could just go right back to all-time highs. Or at least we're going to pump up into this, you know, 4,500-ish range and then go further down. So if you want to take a long, do it here. Just be careful. Get in trades, get out trades, and set your stop losses and use small position size, guys. That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment below. And that's it. Have a great day. See you guys.